Hello and welcome. I'm Patrick Curtis, Chief Monkey of Wall Street Oasis, and this is Monkey to Millions, a show where you get a front row seat as I mentor young students and professionals to try and help them break into their dream jobs. In the first cohort, you'll meet 4 students, all preparing for intense job interviews while trying to also balance a personal life and schoolwork. The goal of this show is to shine a light on the struggles of trying to break into competitive positions with a non traditional background and to give you a roadmap for your own success. My hope is that as you get to know these 4 impressive students, you are inspired to dream big. Remember, these are real people and this is their true story. Let's get to it. In this short session, Grace and I discuss her city internship this summer, and I give her some advice on how to make sure she doesn't burn out with the long weeks. Enjoy.
Okay, Grace, give us the latest.
Yeah, so I started training, or our first official day was last Monday, a week ago today. And then it's just been training this past week, onboarding, especially because it is entirely virtual. A lot of just technology things to go through to get everyone into the system and set up. But then I officially hit the desk with my first group this Wednesday. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice, you a little nervous?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm more excited.
You've done internships before, so you'll be okay.
Right.
Awesome. And then so far, have you been doing any training or anything with them?
A little bit. So it's interesting how it's set up with the sophomore program at Citi. There's only about 30 sophomore interns across the entire firm for the New York office. And that includes everything from banking, corporate banking, sales and trading, the private bank. So within investment banking, there's about 10 sophomore interns.
That's small.
So it's really small. So because of that, or I don't know if it's partially because of the virtual format this summer, a lot of the trainings that we've had have just been with the sophomores because the way that it's structured for us is that we have 2 rotations. So
Right.
I'll spend half my time in one coverage group and then another half of my time in another coverage group for the summer.
Very cool.
So,
exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
How can I be helpful? I mean, it sounds like this was I think we scheduled this just to chat and catch up right after you're starting. But any way I can be helpful in terms of what you're thinking about. I mean, it's still kind of early to know for sure, but you have next summer tied up.
Right.
Right. Anything else you're thinking of? I hope you had some time to relax before this.
I did. It
Good.
was nice to have a few weeks of no commitments to anything after I finished my last internship. I'd been doing that for 18 months. So it was nice to have a few weeks after my last day there before I started with Citi, school was finished. So I had just traveled a little bit and
Where'd you
then
go?
I went to Denver and Seattle.
Nice. Awesome. Fun towns. So you're kind of starting up now, and this goes for, is it the full summer, like through August?
It's a 10-week program.
Okay.
So I'll finish mid-August.
And
And I'll get about 4 weeks in each coverage group that I'll be rotating.
is the expectation that they're going to give you an offer to come like junior year and you're going to have to be like, sorry? Or do they
So
already
they
know?
actually already told all the sophomore interns that they're getting return offers as long as upon full completion of the program.
Got it.
And they're doing that because they don't want the uncertainty of getting a return offer or not to push people to recruit at other places this summer during the regular recruiting cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a big relief for a lot of people. And so I think that will work in keeping a lot of people from recruiting who may otherwise have been on the fence.
Yep, that's interesting. Yeah, and then for you, I mean, you already have a seat
Mm-hmm.
for junior summer. And then what's the game plan, I guess, kind of going into junior year?
So
Do you have one, or are you
fall,
just going to
right. So this fall, it'll be my first time taking classes specific to my major because so
Oh, cool.
far it's been all the business core classes. So I'm not going to be interning alongside school for the first time in really 2 years.
Like, this is so easy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to just focus on classes, and I'm hoping I'm going to be involved in some leadership with some of the finance clubs on campus now. So I'm trying to start helping some underclassmen a little bit, put a little more time into that. And then I'm planning to study abroad next spring in London.
Awesome.
So that'll be a nice way to spend that semester before my junior summer starts.
That's great. That's a great idea. Yeah, especially since you have it locked up. There's not like that risk of like you going into spring semester and be like, I can't go, like, or I shouldn't be
Right.
going. Um, that's great. Anything I can
Mhm.
do to help kind of in this transition period to help
Um,
out?
I don't know. I guess so. I can just kind of, I guess, just to voice kind of what I've been thinking going into this summer based on
Yeah.
where I am now and what my priorities are. I think, I mean, of course, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can and get as much exposure because that can only help me. And especially with the real estate group, because I'll be doing real estate next summer, I think that'll be really good exposure being on the banking side of it,
Hmm.
since I'll be doing investing in real estate at Blackstone. So
Yeah.
I think even now, like I've started to get access to some of the resources with just research reports and things like that. So I've been trying to, I know it'll be more difficult once I'm actually on the desk and a little more
Working.
consumed with actual work, but I've been trying to take advantage of having those resources now just to, like, I just to, read a lot, take in a lot. And
Yeah, it
I
might be
think that's going to
tough
be,
because as
mhm.
sophomores, when virtually, I don't know how much real work they're going to be able to give you guys, you know?
Well, the good thing is on both my rotations, I'm the only sophomore intern there during those times. So
Oh, so
I've already spoken with the staffer in my first rotation, and like they know about the prior banking experience that I have, and like so they know me individually, and because of that, they can really tailor what they give me
great.
to what they know about me, and they're
Be careful what you
planning
ask for.
to give me yeah, that's true.
You're like, okay, just kidding. I didn't want to work 100 hours.
That's true. I have
Um,
no idea what to expect with that, but I think it sounds like it'll be pretty rigorous. But then they also have told all the interns, at least within in banking and the capital markets, that we're not supposed to be working from 10 p.m. on Fridays to 10 a.m. on Sundays. And I don't know how that's, um, I don't know how it's enforced or, but it does seem like a very long window. So I'm, I was surprised when I saw
but that
that.
goes to show you, like, it's 10 p.m. on Friday.
Right.
So it just goes to see what's going to be expected, right?
Hmm.
It's going to be a grind.
Right. Hmm.
So just hopefully you're learning a lot, so you don't mind it, and it's like you're working with good people.
Right. All the people I've spoken with so far are very nice, and my staff, the staff run my the tech group today, who I spoke with, it'll be my first rotation. He said multiple times that he really emphasized making sure no one else is being mean to me or anything. That everyone's being very nice and respectful, um, and then also I've had others tell me that they always love having sophomore interns in particular. So they always treat them really well.
You don't want to scare them.
Yeah. Well, and also I think, I mean, I've also been told that with the sophomore interns, it's different because while we're younger, we also got there earlier. So
Hmm.
sometimes I don't know if I want to say it's different amounts of like drive there or motivation, but it's just a little different, I guess, because of having that slightly different avenue in.
Yeah, for sure. You get some pretty impressive people coming in sophomore year. This is awesome. I'm super excited for you. I think it'd probably be, a pretty grueling summer. So get your sleep before Wednesday,
Yeah.
tonight and tomorrow. Like, you just be ready. And then maybe we can
Right.
touch base, what is it? June, maybe end of July, see how you're hanging in there. Or
Hmm.
even mid-July if you want to do a quick check-in, even if it's just 10
Yeah.
minutes or 20 minutes. Um, just make sure your mental health is all good because
Hmm.
it can be taxing. Especially work from home because you're not getting the camaraderie. So hopefully you're able to kind of meet your other fellow interns
Hmm.
too, and at least
Yeah,
meet
I
up.
already have a few coffee chats set up since I am in the city anyway. So at least I have that.
That's good.
And I
Good.
think
Yeah.
at the end of the summer for the real estate group, they have an in-person dinner thing at some country club upstate for the entire real estate group.
Oh,
So
cool.
there's things like that that I'll still be able to
Yeah, and you
participate
should build
in.
those connections, especially if you're going to be in real estate. Like, you want those connections
Right.
with the bank. So
Hmm.
um, this is great. So anything else? Is, I guess, any expectations, questions, anything kind of leading into it?
I don't think so.
You
I mean, the good
they
thing is
probably
since
know a lot
I've
more than I do.
I mean, I think a lot of the more fundamental soft skills and just things with how to communicate with people I have learned from my prior internship. So I'm really grateful for that
Hmm.
coming into this. So I would be a lot more nervous, I think, if I hadn't had that prior experience. So I'm a little more sure of myself now when it comes to some of the soft skills and
Yeah, and as
the more general
in
things.
turn, the good news is if you don't understand what type of analysis or what they're even asking, you just ask.
Right.
Like there's no expectations that you should, like if you just don't know and you're like, what are you even talking about? They're like, do this, run up this analysis. You're like, what do you even, like, I have no clue where to start.
Right.
And sometimes people are running and they're so fast, they're so busy, they don't have even the time to thoroughly explain it, but they could potentially point you in 5 seconds to the right place to look. And that could save you like
Right.
5 hours just because you asked and said,
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And have that confidence to say that, because I think the worst thing you can do is like you just nod and like you're like okay, like, and then you go
Right.
away and you have, and then like 10 hours later they come back and like, where is it?
Right.
You're like, I didn't understand. So just try to think about having that confidence to really, when you don't know something, just to say it, and it's okay, like there's no expectation. Once you're an analyst or like 6 months in on the job or 9 months in, you can't be asking those questions, right? So like now's
Right.
a good time.
Exactly. And especially out of sophomore interns, they've made it
Especially
clear that they don't
sophomore,
expect us
yeah.
to know as much even.
Especially work from home. I mean, I don't know. It's good that they recognize you've had the banking, but like, I don't know if they're gonna be having you run like evaluation, like doing a
I don't
DCF.
think so.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit here and there where you're just like helping put together stuff and, a little bit of PowerPoint work and stuff like that. So
That's what it sounds like.
yeah. So let me know if you have questions as you go, or you need any help with anything, just shoot me a note and we can hop on again. Anything else, I guess, before?
I don't think so.
Okay. And then, yeah, in terms of just like networking and all that stuff, just try to, you do this anyways, but just being friendly to everybody you come across, and trying to schedule those coffee chats and those informal meetings. You can't walk into people's offices or anything like that now, so it's tough. It's tough work from home. Are they thinking of going back kind of for full time, like for analysts?
I don't think that's even going to be until late August. So it's definitely after the summer analyst internship ends.
Right. Maybe even after training and stuff.
I think so.
Okay. Well, good luck. You have 2 days of sleep. Take advantage.
Yes.
And then, and then the other thing, if you start working, like, if you start having nights where it's like 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and you're starting to like really grind down, like just raise your hand.
Right.
Just raise your hand and be like, I need some help on this. Like, I need a day to recoup. And that could be on the weekend where it's supposed to be protected. That could be on that day. Just be like, I need to stay. He'll be like, well, it's protected. Be like, I know, but I have these deliverables. There's no way I'm going to finish this by Sunday. So I need help.
Right.
And so just knowing how to like, just raise your hand and say, it's not a bad thing. Besides, your offer is guaranteed. You already have something else for juniors. So there's no need to like go crazy.
Right. Right. All about finding a good balance.
You don't want to blow work off of it, push back and only work like 30 hours a week or something, but you also don't want to be pushing, 90 hours consistently. Like if you're in the, 50 to 60 hour range, I think this should be enough.
That's what my expectations are.
Yeah.
Because last summer too, the virtual interns could barely do anything. They didn't have access to any confidential information, whereas we do. So I think it's kind of a good middle ground, because we still can't do quite as much as if we were in person.
Exactly. Yeah. So just be careful, just to like not think that you're fine and you're a hard worker, so I'm just going to do it, because you can get into a spot where you're like suddenly like have a breakdown.
Right.
And you don't want to be there. And I've seen it happen. Just because, you're you are a hard worker and you want to do well and you want to leave a good impression, even though you have everything set up. But just remember that you don't need to, work hard, but you don't need to like go crazy, and I try to have some fun this summer too.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I think it's all about the balance.
Yes, the balance is key. And there isn't a lot of balance in that industry. So just, especially for the junior staff. So it's just about kind of recognizing what you already have in your pocket, and there's no pressure. Right.
Right. Yes.
So, awesome. Well, congrats with everything. Let's stay in touch. And then, just let's throw something on the calendar for sometime in July.
Okay, great. Maybe I'll send something next week once I get a better sense of what my hours are looking like. And then
Perfect.
Okay,
Sounds
great.
Good. Thanks, Grace. We'll talk soon.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
And thanks to you, my listeners at Wall Street Oasis. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to send them my way, patrick@wallstreetoasis.com. Until next time.